just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh.
Hi everybody, Kevin Sass, winemaker at Halter Ranch.
Paul, I'm the chef here at Halter Ranch.
Want to welcome you all to a really intriguing tasting we're going to have it today. It's also going to be paired with food that chef makes. We got some of our favorite wines in front of us, so a brand new vintage of Rosé, some Grenache Blanc, and some 2018 Ancestor. Paul did a great job of pairing a menu that is a menu that you can replicate on Valentine's Day. Yeah, so this is going to be really easy to do at home, and also these wines are also available here at Halter Ranch through their website. So let's get started on tasting some wine and eating some food.
Well, thinking rosé and Valentine's Day, I think what's more sexier than fish eggs or caviar and salmon. Sushi, everybody loves some great sushi. So we have a salmon fillet that we just lightly salted for 20 minutes and then washed and then patted dry. And then we have fish roe, shiso leaf. We have a vinaigrette of yuzu juice, some shallots, chives, purple ninja radishes, and some chili.
Cool. All right, well, how do we make this dish? Like, show us what we got to do.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Really easy. First, let's take our cured salmon and put it in our mixing bowl.
So is that cubed?
It's cubed. So
Okay.
we salted it, just some kosher salt on the surface, and then let it sit for about 20 minutes. And that draws out any moisture from the fish.
You can hand that over here. I'll take it.
Okay.
Thank you.
And it firms it up and also gives it a little seasoning at the same time.
Okay.
And then we're going to take our vinaigrette, which is just yuzu juice, our olive oil, salt, pepper.
Now, when you say yuzu juice, is that some type of product that you're mixing with the salt and pepper, or is that just the term
Yeah, so
for all of it?
the yuzu is a Japanese citrus.
Okay.
So we just use it's very acidic, but very refreshing at the same time. You could also use lemon or lime.
Okay.
If
Got
you
it.
don't have it.
Looks good.
But something acidic for sure, acidic citrus. You don't want to really use orange on this one. And then we're going to add some salt, a little bit.
Is there anything special about that salt?
It's just kosher salt.
Okay.
Kosher salt. And then some chopped chives to get the richness of it. Some shallots, just chopped.
Looks amazing.
So the flavor really comes from the acidity of the citrus. The fattiness of the salmon complements the rosé really well.
And this salmon should be obviously sushi grade, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, try to get
as fresh as possible. Is there a certain time of year that salmon is more fresh at this point?
Around our area, during the Central Coast, summer is where the wild salmon season opens up.
Okay.
Right now we're using sustainably farmed out of Iceland.
Gotcha.
But it's still sushi grade.
Perfect.
Yeah. And that's it. Easy.
Nice.
It's really easy to prepare. Okay.
Now, can I just have you make this for me for Valentine's Day? Not for me, but for me and my wife.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good. Because I mean, it's super easy, but if it's
Really
I'll make the rosé, you make the
Yeah,
food.
that's right.
Okay.
Anything for you, Kevin.
And what's that?
This is just shiso leaf, and so you could use it as like a wrapper. So it's a very fragrant, herbaceous leaf that you typically find in Korean and Japanese cuisine.
Got it. Now, what's great about salmon is it pairs really well with rosé because you get that little bit of skin contact that comes when you're making the rosé. It's lower alcohol, so it goes really good with citrus-based stuff. We use a lot of Poached Blanc to balance that acidity. But even smoked salmon goes really good with rosé. So for people who are, just in general pairing things with rosé, smoked salmon, pretty much any salmon works well with rosé. Rosé is a very, very versatile wine, just so people know. Believe it or not, some of those versatile wines in general for pairing with food are rosé and sparkling. So always think about that when you're pairing, food with wine.
I love the fattiness of the salmon, especially raw salmon with
really
the
good.
rosé. So
I just tried a piece, it's really good.
just garnish with a little more cilantro, green onions. And then we have some chilies here. That spiciness will help cut the richness of the salmon.
And
then we have just radishes here. Radishes for texture.
This is looking real good. You're gonna make somebody on your Valentine's Day very happy if you can just replicate this exactly.
Yeah.
Or get close, right?
You can do it. I believe in you.
And finally,
And this is just a little shiso oil just to accentuate the fact that there's shiso in there. And then we have the piece de resistance, just some salmon roe. And this is for textural. It's fun. It's fun when you're eating it. Little burst of flavor, saltiness. It's practically caviar. But why not have caviar on Valentine's Day?
got to.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
And that's
You should
it.
Pick that up and show that to the
Sure.
the audience there. Look how beautiful that is.
There it is.
There's our
There's
first
some-
course.
Our salmon tartare with fish roe, yuzu juice, and shallots, chilies.
And a little
And
2021 rosé.
What is it?
Well, lucky for me, Paul's over there getting the next course ready, and so I get to dig in. So let's try this. Let's see how this works. A little bit of leaf matter here. I got to double up because I'm a big guy. So kind of joked with Paul. He's over there working, but to be real honest, while I was making that rosé right there, he was eating and sleeping as well. So this time it's my turn. A little salmon. Ooh, a little jalapeno pepper there. All right. Let's get this thing dry. Wow. That is fantastic. That is the match made in heaven right there. A perfect Valentine pairing. Butteriness of the salmon, a little bit of salt, a little bit of citrus from all the different flavors that are going on there. Pairs perfectly with our rosé. A little citrus in there. Little light cherry, light strawberry flavors. Match made in heaven. This one's a winner. Enjoy. All right, Paul, it's time to move on. Just so you know, I finished that whole abalone. That was an abalone shell, right?
That was an abalone
a
shell, yeah.
whole abalone shell of salmon while you were over there working. It's all good. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Worked perfectly well with the rosé, but now we're moving on to Grenache Blanc, and Grenache Blanc will definitely be featured on my Valentine's Day because it's my wife's favorite wine. But I also feel that Grenache Blanc pairs really well with food. It's, in my opinion, better than Chardonnay and Sauvignon Blanc, which is what makes this wine very attractive for us. So what did you decide on the Grenache Blanc?
So being that we're celebrating with Grenache Blanc and Valentine's Day, what better way to pair the Grenache than with a slow poached lobster tail and king crab legs? So we
that's
just
good.
slow poached these in a coq bouillon with some white wine, lemon, garlic, shallots, some thyme, and that's going to be dressed with a dressing of honey. I think the honey in the dressing helps with the acidity of the Grenache Blanc. Tarragon, and also we have blood orange, grapefruit, and navel oranges as well.
Okay.
And that's going to be served with a sexy cheese called burrata.
Burrata.
So very soft, very fluid.
Very
the
fluid.
texture, yeah. The texture is what's really interesting about this cheese. So.
Fantastic. Well, we need to get this on a plate so I can try this as
Okay.
well.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Okay, so first we're going to take our burrata here. And burrata is like a mozzarella but has curds, these really soft curds on the inside. You can't tell me that's not sexy, Kevin.
Yeah, that's good. Looks good right there. You can just hand that over right around. I'm good. I'm done. Actually, put the lobster on,
Yeah.
and then you can.
You want the lobster on there?
Yeah. I mean, that's sexy too. So.
And then we're going to take our poached lobster tail, put that on the side. And we have our honey vinaigrette made with our own honey here, and also our olive oil.
Yeah, so we do have bees that are out on the front of the property, and they basically make honey for us. I mean, it's not all for us. It's somebody who does it peripherally and then gives us the honey every year. So all the honey comes from here. Also something that you can get from us here at Halter Ranch, along with the olive oil and the wine, of course.
So I just dressed the burrata and the lobster. So I'm going to add a little salt and pepper to season. And this is really easy. It's light. You're having a really light dinner or lunch, and then we just take our segments of oranges, and you could use any orange, whatever is available. Pomegranate would be great too.
Okay, I changed my mind. I want to wait till you're finished.
Okay,
At first, I just wanted the burrata and
It's
the lobster,
done.
but now I want everything.
it's done.
It's done. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then we're gonna take our crab legs, just to give you some points. And then some fresh tarragon. Tarragon was also in the dressing, so it helps tie it together. And lobster, tarragon, oranges, it goes really well. And it gives that herbaceous freshness too.
So what's nice about lobster, burrata, citrus, that goes with our Grenache Blanc is Grenache Blanc is a grape variety that has really good acid, but it's not racy like Sauvignon Blanc, and so it pairs really well with food. So you can do it with citrus, you can do it with fish, you can do it with lots of different things, but I think it does really work best with a little bit fattier fish, a little bit fattier, burrata style type cheese, but it does have the citrus to complement it. Again, we don't use new oak on that wine, so you're not gonna get this real hefty vanilla character that comes with it, which is why it pairs so well with food.
Yeah, and even for me, it's like when cooking with fish and white wine, I really don't want that oak flavor.
Right,
So,
right.
It really complements. So we just dressed our crab with a little more of the vinaigrette, some fresh lemon juice. Citrus loves lobster, so, and a little bit of black pepper. And then if you have a little salad that you like, you could serve on the side. And that's it, super easy. Everything you could find at your local market.
This looks fantastic. I'm really looking forward to trying this.
Yeah.
What's great is that we have one more course after this, so I'm gonna put Paul back to work while I eat this, and then we'll look to the 2018 Ancestor, so it's time for me to get started. Paul's back there working again. I mean, who doesn't want this? Look at this fresh king crab right here. Comes right out of the shell. Wow. Seasoned perfectly. Got a little lobster tail out here. Wow. The citrus, the honey, lobster, the fattiness of it, the king crab, it all works together. Perfect with our Grenache Blanc. No wonder this guy's a rock star. Great job, Paul. So Paul, I don't know what to say. That lobster was fantastic. Yeah, but that lobster, whew, that was fantastic. If anybody wants to impress somebody, definitely lobster, Grenache Blanc, king crab, citrus, little honey, vinaigrette, that all worked magically. So you gotta have chocolate on Valentine's Day. Obviously you gotta go red wine, the cocoa, the cocoa flavors, the chocolate, all that works together with the tannin structure in red wine. It's a perfect match, whether you're going milk, dark chocolate, coffee, all those things, because they all are just great flavor profiles of red wine. So what did you decide to do with us today for dessert?
Really wanted to do chocolate and coffee and play with those dark, rich, earthy tones. And so we have a dark chocolate gelato and also a coffee gelato. But we also do, on our cheese boards, we pair our Syrah cherries. So we take dehydrated cherries and then we cook that in Syrah. But in this case, we took Ancestor and honey and we steeped that down and we stewed the dehydrated cherries.
Wow.
And we also added those earthy fall spices. So allspice, cinnamon, star anise, clove. All right, they're all in this cherries here.
So dark cherry, allspice, cinnamon, clove, coffee. That could be just literally tasting notes for the Ancestor. So why don't you show us how to make this?
Sounds good.
Show us how to set it up.
Will do. Are you ready for dessert, Kevin?
Do I look like I'm ready for dessert?
Okay.
Yes, I am.
We have our two ice creams, our two gelatos, our chocolate, and our coffee. And you could just do this at home too. Just use a regular scoop. And if you dip your scooper in some hot water, it makes it easier too.
Tricks of the chefs right here. Dip in a little hot water. It's easier to carve it out, right? Yeah. You can tell my kids that.
Yeah. And then you can even let your ice cream sit out like 5 minutes before you serve it.
Gotcha.
Easier to scoop. So we just have, I'm sorry?
Well, I was gonna say, this is kind of cool and creative right here, right? I mean, you can find almost anything at home that, you can make a dessert dish out of, or anything dish, right?
Anything you have, Anything, be creative,
really cool.
We have here a bowl that has all the spices, star anise, clove, cinnamon, that we stewed the cherries in.
Yeah.
Just little touch. So now we have our Ancestor stewed cherries. And then this is gonna be the binder, I think, that connects the Ancestor and these ice creams together.
And we sell the Syrah reduced cherries in the tasting room as well. So if you wanted to buy some, you could just bring those home, put them in a small little vessel and pour some Ancestor in there and reduce it down to bring it down. Perfect. Yeah.
So, and that's it. Really easy, really simple, easy to do at home.
Now, since you don't have anything else to make, do I have to share this with you, or do I get this on myself?
It's all you. I could eat this anytime.
So we should do this every week. Get this part started here. Gotta have something to drink with my delicious ice cream. That's just right. Clove, allspice, cinnamon, red cherry, it's all there. What's this thing? This isn't big enough for me. Look at that. This is gonna make any Valentine's Day super special and a great finish to the ending of this. Both flavors work really well. Chocolate and coffee. Oh wow. Paul, you're right. That cherry, it ties it in for sure. That is fantastic. Red wine and chocolate. It's the only way to finish your Valentine's Day. Enjoy. This is a good one.
We had a great time making these pairings for you. What do you think, Kevin?
That's what I think. It's almost gone.
Still eating.
Fantastic job with these, Paul. Good.
Thank you.
Everything from, you know, salmon to lobster to chocolate. Everything was fantastic. As you all know, all of our wines are available in the tasting room along with the olive oil, the honey, the cherries. We even have organic walnuts. So
Yeah.
if you want to do something like that, reach out to us, let us know. Paul, you're going to post these on the website
Yes, we'll
or
post the
social
rest
media?
So you can recreate these at home.
Perfect. And we want everybody to have a fantastic Valentine's Day and raise a glass and enjoy Halter Ranch. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Cheers, bud. Cheers. Back to this.
I'm drunk.
So fresh. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get
Okay.